You've probably tried making New Year's resolution year after year, but how many actually lasted throughout the year? It's reported that only 8% of people actually complete their New Year's resolution, and more than half don't last past March. But this year is gonna be different, because in this video, I'm gonna share with you the one system that you've been missing to actually achieving your goals. This is going to be a simple 3-step guide on how to transform your goals into systems. Now stay to the end, because if you don't complete the last step, the system will just fall apart. Before we talk about how to set up effective systems, let's first understand why setting goals alone is never enough. Goals define what you want to achieve. They're kind of like destinations that you type into your Google Maps. They're great for seeing where you actually want to go, whereas systems are about how you get to those destinations. They're the roads and the vehicles that get you to your goal. So without a car, you can't get to where you want to. James Clear from Atomic Habits states that you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Having a system allows you to do a certain set of actions consistently, and over time you eventually succeed your goals, minus the pressure and the stress. Now let's get to how I set the system up in just 3 steps. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry once said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." But you know what? A plan without a goal lacks purpose too. So setting goals are just as important as setting systems. You need both. What are SMART goals? A SMART goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," a specific goal would be, "I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months." Increase my sales number becomes measurable when you say, "Increase my sales number by 20% by the end of the quarter." Becoming a millionaire in a month might not be achievable for most, but saving 500 a month might be. And if your overall objective is to improve your health, a relevant goal would be to run a 5K marathon in 6 months. And learn Japanese becomes time-bound when you say, "Learn enough Japanese to hold a basic conversation before my trip to Japan in 6 months." So those are some examples of SMART goals. How do you come up with goals? Honestly, like, this could be a whole video in itself, but I found the best way to set new goals for the year with this tool called Wheel of Life. In my Wheel of Life, I've identified that fitness and health were a lot lower than where I like it for me. So this is an area that I want to improve on this year. So you do this for all areas of your life. And make sure you like this video if you haven't already. Step 2, create systems. Now for each goal, you're going to work backwards in small steps. And every time you'll be asking yourself this question: how am I going to realistically achieve this goal? I'm going to pick one of my goals and I'll show you what I mean. For my fitness and health area, my goal is to hit 50 kgs this year. Now, don't you dare judge me, because this is a safe space, so take your nasty ass comments elsewhere. Anyway, back to the video. What should this look like throughout the year? A good measure is to start every quarter, which is every 3 months. What this looks like every quarter is that by March, I want to get to 53 kgs, by June, 52, by September, 51, and 50 in December. All right, zooming now into quarter 1, which is January to March, 53 kgs. How are we going to realistically do this? I know that I need to go to the gym, weightlifting at least 3 times a week. I need to do intermittent fasting on weekdays, and I need to eat out less. So these become smaller goals for the quarter in order to achieve that big 53 kg goal. Then we're going to work backwards again on a weekly basis now. How do I achieve this according to what else is also happening in my life? Because guys, let's be real, we're all busy people here. We just need to make time for what's important to us. So I utilize time blocking in my calendar to do this. At the start of the week, I know that my goal is to go to the gym 3 times a week. So I look at my schedule and I decide, okay, I'll go Monday, Thursday, Friday, and I time block those slots. How do I make this more achievable for myself? I'll make sure that I set a reminder for myself to put in clean gym clothes in my car and my gym shoes every single time, so that I can go straight to the gym before or after work, because I know that if I leave it up to me to go home to get changed, I'll most certainly be able to talk myself out of going to the gym. Practically, it's all pretty useless if you're relying on your brain to remember all of these details for you, because as David Allen in Getting Things Done say, that your brain is for coming up with ideas and not not storing them. So what I would do is I would track my whole system down in 2 places, in my spreadsheet and in my second brain. But before I go through these, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button to get more videos like this to get to your A game. So as you can see on the spreadsheet, the top part is the quarterly goals, and down below every week is the weekly tasks that correlate to the quarterly goals. And this way, when I'm going through each day of the week, I can look back to what my goals for that week were. This becomes my blueprint for my day-to-day, my week-to-week, quarter-to-quarter, month-to-month, year-to-year. Basically, I can have a whole glance of what last year was about just by looking at this Excel sheet. This means that everything that I do on a day-to-day basis is in complete alignment with my goals, and therefore I can complete my New Year's resolution. And the link to this template will be included in my description box below. The second place that I track all of these goals is my second brain. So if you're new to this concept, a second brain is basically a digital extension of your own brain, and it is designed to organize and hold ideas so much better. I use my second brain to track the content of my goals, like what I'm actually working on. For example, for my goal of gymming 3 times a week, I'm increasing my weights consistently every couple of weeks. So I would document that in here. So I'm tracking all of my progress, and it's also a really great space to get inspired. You know, when you're on TikTok and you see like a cool exercise for the booty pump, I would just quickly capture it and then save it for later in my second brain so I can try the workout a bit later. So this way, everything that you're working on for that project doesn't just live in your head, but it is concrete in one place in your second brain. If you want to learn how to set up a second brain very easily, make sure you check out this video here. Step 3, review and reflect. Now this step is arguably the most important step to making sure your systems work for you. Instead of having yearly reviews where it's too late or too far gone to save your goals, we need to start normalizing weekly and quarterly reviews. This is a chance to get to see your wins and your losses more frequently. I would suggest that you find an accountability partner to do this with you. Titus and I, we would schedule out once a week on Sundays to review and reflect on the past week. What were the wins and what didn't go so well and why? Then we get to plan out our coming week according to our quarterly goals. That way we'll keep each other grounded and we're very clear on what each other's priorities are for the week. Also, while you're doing this, this gives you a really big opportunity to course correct and pivot when things don't work out. The most important lesson that I've learned last year is that your initial goals don't necessarily align perfectly always throughout the year. My biggest goal last year was to make lots of money online as a digital nomad without touching any of my savings that I made as a doctor in the prior years. Reality is I barely made enough to survive. I probably made like 5% of my doctor salary. Halfway through the year, in my June quarterly review, I realized that that's not what I wanted anymore. It's terrible for my mental health and my self-esteem. And what I really wanted is just to make YouTube videos. Some goals don't serve you anymore, or it's just not what you want. And that's okay. Your systems will adapt even if your goals change. And that is the beauty of an effective system. For more tips on how to make your year the most productive one, check out this playlist next.